The president issues a decree appointing a new board for the Mubadala Development Company. Dubai's public parks will have extended hours during Ramadan due to a rise in the number of visitors after iftar. Dubai World's property arm Nakheel announces a delay in its planned Islamic bond. And in sport, Argentine football legend Diego Maradona arrives in Dubai to take up his new role as the head coach of Al Wasl. Good evening, I'm Kimberly Leonard and this is Emirates News. The President, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, has issued a decree in his capacity as the ruler of Abu Dhabi, appointing a new board for the Mubadala Development Company. It'll be chaired by His Highness General Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, while Mohammed Ahmed Al Bawadi will be the deputy chair. The members are Hamad Al Hur Al Suwaidi, Nasa Ahmed Al Suwaidi, Khaldun Khalifa Al Mubarak, who will also act as the managing director, Abdul Hamid Mohammed Saeed, and Mahmoud Ibrahim Al Mahmoud. This new board replaces the old one, whose term had expired. Due to a rise in the number of visitors after iftar, Dubai's public parks will stay open longer during the holy month of Ramadan. Large parks like Mumzar, Mushrif Al Khor, Zabil, Al Safa and Jumeirah Beach will now be open from 8 a.m. to midnight, whilst parks in residential areas and public squares, along with the pond parks of Al Khoz, Al Basha, Al Qusais and Al Nahda, will operate from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. However, the Dubai Zoo will close 1 hour earlier at 5 in the afternoon, while the Mushrif Park pools will remain closed during Ramadan and reopen for Eid. The Dubai municipality has been preparing for an increase in rubbish over Ramadan. The Waste Management Department has put measures in place to increase the monitoring of waste levels and allocate more equipment to garbage collection. They're also advising consumers on how to reduce waste from the start by buying wisely and not buying excessive amounts of food, clothes or accessories. Some of their priorities include cleaning waterways, expressways and public facilities and the free removal of bulky items. Rubbish dumps will be open 24 hours a day and hazardous waste disposal sites from 7 a.m. to midday. Tonight's number in the news is 8,410. The Red Crescent Authority has delivered 8,410 meals to people in Abu Dhabi, Khayathi, Musaffa, Baniyas and Al Ain. It's part of the RCA's program to help stop food going to waste. Their Centre for the Preservation of Grace works to redistribute food, clothes, furniture and medicine to those in need. Time now for business. Greg Fairley is here. Greg, Dubai shares ended the week with a rally.
That's right, Kimberly, because some good second quarter results coming in from banks, the reason for that. More on that in a moment or two. First of all, this evening, Dubai World's property arm Nakheel's planned Islamic bond, part of its multi-billion dirham restructuring plan, has been delayed due to administrative reasons. Nakheel said today that it would issue the sukuk as soon as practical. It did not specify a new time frame, though. The developer, which ran a parallel restructuring process to parent firm Dubai World, has offered trade creditors repayment of 40% cash and the remaining 60% in the form of a $1.63 billion Islamic sukuk. Once its restructuring is complete, Nakheel will be owned by the Dubai government. Well, HSBC's new Purchasing Managers Index has been released and it still shows an expanding UAE economy. Last month's PMI registered 53.3 from 55.2 in June. A reading above the neutral 50 level indicates the economy is expanding. Data is compiled from monthly replies to questionnaires sent to purchasing executives in approximately 400 private sector companies. Job creation picked up to a 3-month high in July, with medium-sized firms taking on new staff at a sharper rate than small or large companies. Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank has just received approval from Qatar's regulator to open an Islamic branch in the country. The Qatar Financial Centre Regulatory Authority said in a statement that the authorization allows the bank to carry on regulated activities in relation to deposit taking, providing and arranging financing facilities and managing investments. About 5 months ago, Qatar brought in tougher regulations on conventional banks operating Islamic branches in the country amid concerns of overlaps between the two and criticism that conventional lenders with Islamic operations had an unfair advantage over standalone Islamic institutions like ADIB. Abu Dhabi's development, investment and management company Aldar Properties has reported its first half financial results. The company reported a net profit of more than 316 million dirhams for the first half of 2011 compared to a loss for the first half of 2010. Net profit for the second quarter was over 127 million. Revenue for the period was 1.5 billion dirhams, mostly stemming from the sale of completed residential units and land. Net assets grew 9.5% in the first 6 months. Dubai shares advanced today, heading into the weekend, recording their first weekly gain in 4. This was after quarterly earnings at banks improved and amid investor optimism the US Federal Reserve will start further economic stimulus. Here's a look now at Thursday's markets and currencies and see how they ended the business week. But now that is the latest from the Emirates News Business Desk. Ramadan Kareem and Kimberly, back to you.
Thank you, Greg. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you. You too.
We're going to go to a break now, but stay with us because coming up, football legend Diego Maradona arrives in Dubai to take over the reins at Al Wasl and
has the opportunity to work with some of the best chefs in the country to provide us with our iftar meals. I'm Sherry Jamko. Stay tuned after this short break for the details.
Hello again. Al Wasl Club's new head coach, Diego Maradona, has arrived in Dubai. Landing late last night, the football legend was welcomed with open arms by the club's top management. Laura Markova reports.
Diego Maradona is here and ready to hit the ground running. Arriving to a warm welcome from his new boss, the chairman of Al Wasl Football Company Marwan bin Bayat, the Argentinian seemed eager to get down to business. In fact, he had already memorized his team's Ramadan training timetable.
Tengo todos los horarios en mi cabeza.
He has all his schedules and the different time schedules in his mind. So.
With his longtime girlfriend at his side, Maradona was in good spirits. He joked that he got a haircut before he left for Dubai just so he wouldn't waste any time here. And with training set to begin this week, the former World Cup winning captain does have his work cut out for him. His first major goal will be to try and lift Al Wasl from their current position of 4th in the domestic competition. Al Wasl's management and UAE football fans are of course delighted to host Maradona in Dubai. Last night's VIP greeting at Dubai International Airport was likely the quiet before the storm. The beginning of Maradona's 2-year tenure at Al Wasl will see him rope in his 4th and last international import after having already signed 3 overseas players. And while Maradona cools off from the warm reception, Dubai warms up to watch him drive Al Wasl to success. Laura Markova, Emirates News.
Meanwhile, Al Ahly club have signed 2 new players to their senior squad. Chilean forward Luis Jimenez is moving to the Dubai club after several years at various European clubs, including the English Premier League side West Ham United. And Emirati player Amir Mubarak is transferring from Al Nassr club. He's a regular on the UAE national side and says he's looking forward to winning some trophies this year. A student from the Dubai Centre for Special Needs has been given the opportunity to train as a chef with one of the leading hotel groups here in Dubai. And this Ramadan, he's helping prepare iftar meals. Sherry Jamhu went to meet him.
20-year-old Rohit dreamed of being a chef from a young age. In January 2010, he was given his big break with Jumeirah Emirates Towers and has excelled in the role even though he has a hearing impairment. Rohit is said to be popular among the other chefs. Communication is very important in a commercial kitchen, and he's developed a unique understanding with his colleagues. Rohit's parents always encouraged him to use speech rather than sign language.
In the beginning, it was difficult to communicate, but it is easier now. First, I started off in the cold kitchen and then went on to preparing meals in the hot kitchen. I now also make pastries.
Rohit's training procedures were specifically tailored for him. For example, his colleagues helped gain an understanding of his situation by wearing earmuffs.
Now it's been a month I'm training him. Rohit is a very proactive guy. He's really willing to be a great chef, and he's learning very fast. Sometimes he has a little bit of difficulty in communication, but he's doing really very well. He's doing great in the job.
Before he could start his culinary training, 6 months of health and safety training were needed to ensure Rohit would also be able to respond quickly to situations of high alert.
Our general manager at the time was very keen to ensure that Rohit was given every opportunity to give him a life start. So he ensured that Rohit was taken into the kitchens for 3 to 5 years to train as a chef, and hopefully he would be get a job later on in life.
The opportunity for Rohit gives him a chance to live his dream, as well as provide hope for many others. Sherry Jamhu, Emirates News.
And with that, let's have a look at tomorrow's forecast highs. Another look now at the stories making the headlines here on Emirates News. The President issues a decree appointing a new board for the Mubadala Development Company. Dubai's public parks will have extended hours during Ramadan due to a rise in the number of visitors after iftar. Dubai World's property arm Nakheel announces a delay in its planned Islamic bond. While in sport, Argentine football legend Diego Maradona arrives in Dubai to take up his new role as head coach of Al Wasl. And that is Emirates News for you tonight. But remember that all of our bulletins are posted on our website, which is dmi.ae/Dubai1. And if you want to get in touch with us, please send us an email on emiratesnews@dubai1.ae. You can also like us on Facebook. Just search for Emirates News, or follow us on Twitter. We're at Emirates_news. But for now, from myself, Kimberly Leonard, and the entire news team, have a lovely evening. Good night.